what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
You good? Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Heero. This is the Identity Booth. That's Eric, and we have a sort of a situation going on. Often, our channel was really built on just holding police accountable, ETO, educate, obligation, and teach people, basically, like the transparency aspect of it. Like, that's what we were all about. And I always felt that those pillars should be a reminder of why we do this. So we often had a lot of videos that had to do with like police related things, and occasionally, like, you can only talk so much about a situation, is then talking about how to get people out of situations and certain movements that have helped get police officers out of positions of power. For example, Derek Chauvin. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity for us to show the criminal justice system working the way it's supposed to. But down in Denton, Texas, the sheriff department has a good old boy squad going on down there, and they are making the most of this situation. Now, Eric, what do you know about Denton, Texas?
My kid brother lives in Denton. It's a cool little town. It's smaller, college town, kind of hipster, kind of chill, laid back, man. It's bars, restaurants, kind of like a family. It's actually legit. It's a family town, man. It's a lot slower than being here in the city. So I actually like it. I don't know anything about the politics up there. I just know what the good times are. And recycled my favorite bookstore in the entire world.
Well, based on what we're about to hear from this Twitter story, is the thing that really strikes us about this good old boy town and good old boy city is there's a eerie underbelly that really makes people kind of nervous about it. And from this TikToker, we're gonna hear the story.
As Calimont, Texas before, and when it comes to activism and putting your money where your mouth is, I don't think anyone's more boots on the ground than she is. Recently in Denton, Texas, which is not exactly super blue, she went to a Republican meeting that a congressman was speaking at. It was open to the public, and yet she, who was just there to audit it, was refused entry, to the point that they called the sheriff and his deputies, and this happened.
Public meeting. I'm going in that room. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am. Excuse me, sir, I'd like to go. Don't put your fucking hands on me.
So where most people would probably leave at that point because they refused entry, she decided, since she had the sheriff there, she would address some issues she had with him in particular.
I'll tell you what, Murphree, since I got your full attention, how about I stand out here and talk to you right now? Why did your department cover up the murder of Lamont Stowers Jones?
And I'm going to stop it right there. They're talking about this kid right here. The 17-year-old kid that they're talking about, Stowers Jones, 17-year-old kid who was basically harassed and labeled in the school for being a difficult child, put on forced probation for having an outburst in class in 2018. Like, he committed no crime. He just had a verbal outburst, and that was enough to get him signed up for probation. But the thing that's tragic about this situation is that he was hung at a bridge, or found deceased at a bridge, at a legendary bridge where black people were hung historically, which is the legend of Goatman's Bridge. And the police gave no information about how his death, how he was found, or orientation, and they just labeled it a suicide, even though there were no clear distinctive signs pointing to the suicide approach to this. So this sheriff department and that sheriff is responsible for the investigation of this, and it got no further publication than this. And that was what really made this story stick out to me. I don't know, Eric, do you want to throw some change in here?
Dude, I have not read this article. I don't know anything about the Denton police. If this happens the way the story says, it's really sad either way. The kid, I don't know. I don't know his mental state. I mean, do we know why he had the outburst? Was it because he had a mental issue, or did he have a breakdown? I don't know. I don't have any context. It sounds like it sucks. I mean, I get it just reading the words on the page. I can see why a person would be enraged. But what I don't like is the video from the sheriff denying somebody entry to a public meeting. To me, that's the bigger issue. Because whatever was going on in there, the sheriff did not want recorded. The sheriff obviously knew who this woman was.
Yeah.
That's what I know for sure. That's why he was so calm. Because if that was you or me, listen, we're not getting that same level of calmness. He knew he could just stand there with his arms folded and nod his head and tell her, nah, she's not going anywhere because those dudes are big. But me and you walk up there, listen, we ain't even get a chance. Oh, yeah, he sneezed. He had COVID. He's attacking me with COVID. Bang, bang, bang. I get shot 7 times. So,
and I'll give it to this lady. She has a way with her words, so we'll push on a little bit, but she definitely knows how to get a reaction.
I don't know anything about that, really, because I have every report, every call log, every note ever filed through your office, and I know this. You're a murderer. You covered up the murder of Lamont Stowers Jones, just like your department, or working with Barnes, helped cover up the murder of Darius Tarver.
Darius Harver. This is also another case that his department was involved with, and this is the part that's kind of like sickening about this. Darius Harver, 23-year-old, University of North Texas, Denton police, was given a statement and was told by 2 different deputies to perform a different task. So it was the situation where someone was told to put their hands up and get on the ground, and when he didn't do with what the other person said, he was shot. They covered that up and said he made a jerking movement. Obviously, there was no body camera, so it was their word versus the other. The weapon of choice that they were fearing for was, ding, 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 a cell phone in his pocket. Don't know how you conflate that with a weapon, but they did. And the thing that's annoying about this is that this guy starts laughing.
Laughing at the death of a young man at the hand of police.
When a person has
So she brought up one
all
more
the
murder she
authority and
believed
the
he was
leverage in the
involved in.
situation,
You know what you are?
that's how
You're a
you
fucking
handle
thug. You wear a white hat just like the clucksters that came before. You're mad. Look how mad you are. You're fucking mad. You can hardly control yourself. Yeah, you killed your wife, too. No. You can't make me. Don't you fucking touch me. Get the fuck off of me. I'm in a public space. No.
Go.
I'm in a public space. You told me I could be here. You can't make me leave just because you don't like what I say.
I don't think I have to tell you that it's not unreasonable to believe that her life might be in danger. So I'm putting this out there to let Sheriff Murphree and everyone involved know the world is watching. We are watching, and we will not let it go if anything happens to that woman. So I have talked about
this is a great example of what happens when a tyrant gets upset, because she made one mention that he killed his wife. And this is a story that is actually true. This guy did kill his wife. We have the press reader, Hopefuls address a claim about the death of a woman. Murphy's wife, her name was Candace. She was 34 years old. On a late Sunday night in September, during a party, the two got into a golf cart while intoxicated and drove home in the golf cart that then teetered off the road, where she then fell and busted her head, putting her into a concussion protocol. She later dropped into brain dead protocol and never recovered. Although they were driving a motor vehicle, which in the state of Texas requires you not to be, all motor vehicles, you cannot be on a bike intoxicated in Texas. He was never had his blood alcohol tested. He was never given a sobriety test at the scene of the crime. He wasn't even arrested or questioned until the next day. After this event, he was also running for the deputy in the area. He was an officer in the department currently, which led to him resigning. And then when this was brought up, when he was trying to become the sergeant, his opponent refused to attack him on this topic or even make mention that the police investigation that came out said there was no wrongdoing on his behalf. Now, Eric, tell me how this is even remotely fair or possible.
I mean, I'm not shocked. I mean, we seen Bottom Jeans killer get 10 years. I mean, what's the deal? We've seen plenty of people get off. I mean, I don't know. I don't have words. If this, but again, if the dude's been acquitted on all charges, I mean,
he didn't even get booked. It was claimed as an accident.
But here's the deal. Like again, go back and look at his body language. His body language, that it struck a nerve, but it wasn't one of anger. Those were I've seen that face plenty of times. Those were I'm trying not to hold back tears. That's why he only said go. He said you need to go right now.
Do you think that he didn't want to punch her in the face when he raised his fist up to her?
I didn't see him raise his fist.
Oh yeah, he definitely raised his fist.
I didn't see him raise his fist.
Furthermore, regardless of fuck your feelings and fuck your wife, that's a public space. She's allowed to be there regardless of how your feelings are.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that. But again, this is some woman that he's dealt with in the past. She's got a lot of moxie in talking to him like this. And so I'm sure there were sheriffs there because they probably knew she was going to show up. Denton's not a big town. He's dealt with this woman before. And she's putting her finger in his face. I'm sorry, I'm not letting nobody put their finger in my face. I'm not letting nobody talk reckless to me like that. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, that's why you're not a deputy.
Hey, and I don't need to be a deputy because, listen, I would be doing the police force a huge disservice because I'd have beat the brakes off that chick. I ain't going to lie to you.
And it's people like this who have no self-control because he can't handle himself. He can't handle it. He's clearly upset about the situation, and he knows he's guilty for it because he's also suffered consequences because it wasn't a verdict of the people. It was a verdict of his own department. That's why he had to quit. They fired him over this event because of the mishandling of the case. But he is only
his fist. His fist was on his chest, though.
He raised his fist up. Why did he?
No, this is raising his fist up. Like holding his hand on his chest isn't raising his fist.
You clearly said in the beginning he is much bigger than the person videotaping, and based on the angle that we are looking at, that's a form of aggression. He has no reason to walk up to her. He has no reason to walk up to her. He gave her a lawful order and told her to leave.
A
lawful order is a public place. She has no reason to leave. She's not trespassing. That's her property.
I get it, but if this lady was Black Heero, what advice would you give her?
I would give her the same advice. Stand your ground. You know your rights, and sue them after you're done, so you can make $75,000 real quick.
If she's still alive.
And the penalty of death harbors over all of us, but we don't give up our rights over the duress of threats. That's what cowards do. We are not cowards.
Okay. As long as I don't disagree with you. I'm just asking the question.
I'm just saying this dude is soft as baby poop, and he's in his feelings because he can't go to sleep at night and can't get his dick up because he knows what he did to his wife was wrong.
Hey man, don't be commenting on this Johnson, bro. You don't know.
I'm telling you,
don't be talking about his package, man.
All I'm telling you is I know people like this. I've worked with people like this. I worked with the Texas Rangers and I worked in West Texas a long time, and I know detectives, I know chiefs and sergeants just like him who can't handle the fucking truth. But hey, that's our opinion. That's our take on it. We're more than interested to hear about what you guys think about this and everything else in between time. In the meantime, where can they find us, Eric?
Right here on Twitch, man. Make sure you follow Heero's carefully crafted instruction to go down in this comment section. Let us know what your thoughts are about the sheriff. Let us know what your thoughts are about the woman. And we want to make sure that you know that you can hop over to our little side piece YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Anchor. Man, we got the link tree down in the description. Make sure you click that and you can find out everywhere to watch or listen to us. Like Visa, everywhere you need to be. Make it happen.
Make it happen. We appreciate you guys hanging with us.
But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down, and we can catch the vibes.